Knight music is so good. I don't know if I told anyone else but the DM that, but it's just the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
What is?
I gotta go turn my Hollow Knight music. The Hollow Knight OST. It's so good.
The last game, y'all got to the apothecary to check out a, a, a calling. Good lord, this is gonna be a bad night. A colleague of Ren's. Y'all did some searching around in the apothecary and ended up finding a journal and a piece of paper in the journal that describing some kind of legend, basically roughly in the same direction y'all are headed. And that's where we left off. Doc gathered some herbs in the garden. I think Ren gathered some dry herbs that was hanging. I don't remember exactly, but he'll all. Good lord, here y'all are in the apothecary shop. So Ren is your uh-oh. Is it gonna be one of them nights again, June?
Uh-oh.
I think June might not. We might not be able to hear them. June, I want you to try something. Go into your user settings. You should be able to find it somehow. I don't necessarily know how. Go to video and audio and change your output and input devices to whatever you're currently using, or just click on default, because sometimes Discord does a stupid and doesn't recognize them.
If I do default, Discord won't recognize my stuff.
Yeah, just click on whatever you're currently using, or change it and then change it back. You could also have to update Discord. Check that. And last but not least, restart whatever device you're using. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know. Unplug your headphones and plug them back in. Unplug your microphone and plug it back in. Turn it off and turn it back on again.
Put it in rice.
That's all I can think of. Put it in rice.
June, can you at least hear us?
I don't know if June can hear us.
I feel like she would type in chat if she could.
I was muted, and now I'm sad. In the meantime, I can teach the others here who can hear me how to connect their Discord and their D&D Beyond.
I've got a good system right now with it on my second monitor. I'm not really looking at Discord too much during the game.
I don't know. It just makes rolling faster, and on my end at least.
I've got rolling pretty all right.
Okay. It also makes it so I can see whatever you guys roll. Because I usually don't have my sheet open because I can just roll anything from here, and I know most of my stats. I need to open Owlbear and other things.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Owlbear. Do we need Sirenscape open?
I mean, I don't guess at the moment. I don't have a Sirenscape deal set up for this at the moment.
I was just wondering because I am vibing to music already, so.
Maybe she's fixing it.
Wah, wah. Oh.
How do we get to the big blob of black square?
You gotta go in the other shop.
Right. I actually was completely gone at the end of the game last time. So what did we find
We found a
about
book.
this place? Found a book? Okay, that's good. Oh! Yeah, I was just completely zoned out. And I also had to change the temperature in my room because it was boiling hot and I was starting to sweat from my face. And I don't like sweating from my face. Usually that gets my hair sweaty. And I don't like getting my hair sweaty because it means I have to shower and shampoo. And there's like 3 different bottles of stuff I have to use for my hair. Not because I'm picky, but because my hair is picky. So I try not to like clean my hair except for every other day. Like I wash my hair, obviously, but I usually only do it with water. Because one, it's not good to shampoo your hair every day anyways, firstly. Bad for your scalp that way. But secondly, it's just so much work. Don't like doing. Looking around DM, just out of curiosity, because it doesn't pertain to anybody here except for me, can I find any explosive herbs?
Explosive?
You don't know? Do you guys not know that a lot of herbs can be used in creating explosives?
I
I
mean,
mean,
Explosives?
what do you mean by herbs?
most everything in the shop is that wasn't dried is spoiled and like nasty.
Phooey. That's lame.
Like
What about
most of the plants inside the shop that were growing are pretty much wilted.
juices? Any juices in the shop?
Most of the beakers and things were that were uncovered are all basically dried up.
What about the covered ones? Did we just grab those?
I can't remember if anybody picked anything up. Didn't have a list.
I think I grabbed like some empty containers, like bottles and stuff like that, if she had any.
Yeah.
Any
I remember you grabbed
full
empty stuff.
containers that are covered and good still? I want to make gun, and I need everything I can get to make gun. But also, like, bombs.
Do I know what herbs I picked up, like dried stuff that I grabbed?
Yeah, I mean, see.
June, can
Come
you
on,
hear
June.
us?
Can you hear us? Come on.
Hi.
Hey, there you are.
Hi. Sorry about that. It's snowing, so my internet is kind of shit right now.
The cry of thy people.
It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, it's good to hear you guys.
So I guess apparently you couldn't hear us either, so we were talking to you for nothing.
You were.
And we're all sitting here like, hey, June, do this. Hey, June, try this. Hey, June, why don't you do it this way? Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, you guys are on my phone right now, so I'm sorry if the audio quality is bad. I had to switch to my hotspot.
That's all right.
That'll work. We're all good. I mean, not like we're professional voice actors making a show or anything, so we're just here having fun.
God, I'd love to
Yeah.
live the life of a live D&D player.
Oh, I know,
That'd
right?
be hard.
That's all you do, and you get to make money with it? That'd be great.
Oh, that would be so amazing.
So where we left off,
I thought about doing it several times with other friends.
Rin picked up a journal and found a note. As you were thumbing through the journal, Rin, the last page in the journal that she had written on.
There she goes.
And now she's back.
You're gone, and you're back.
I'm back. Sorry, I opened my computer and it turns out I was logged in on there.
So the last page, the last journal entry in the journal, talks about a dark-haired man coming through town with several people with him, all dressed in dark-colored clothing and whatnot. When they were in the shop looking for stuff, they were doing some talking, hushed talking with each other, and that's when she had heard the soul harvest when they were talking with each other. You also realize from this journal that there's a page missing that has been, ripped out of the journal, and you recognize the size, and it's where she had written your note. She basically wrote the note and then pulled it from the journal and sent it to you.
Oh, dang.
So that's where y'all are at right now.
The doctor comes out from the back porch with just like a basket. Like, Ren, I have some herbs in the garden. Not
I
too
sent you
savvy on them,
message, right?
but
With what you found.
yeah, I recorded them. This believe these are similar to what you had on the shelves. Have we found something?
Say. Oh, yeah, her this journal, I was flipping through it, and then on the last page, there's some information about a man that came through town with some people, and they came into the shop. I'm not sure how long it was right until before she went missing, but it was a dark-haired man with several people, and they were talking about something, the soul harvesting that we've been looking for, trying to find out. We don't really. Sorry, my dog just walked in my room and it scared the shit out of me. My door opened and everything.
Well, that's what you get for sitting in the dark.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna make a comment on it. Like, you're gonna blend into the background pretty soon.
It's just go like, and she's gone.
It's been a long day. But other than that, there's really not much information on it, just other than it's just mentioned. I don't see any. I mean, I'm sure she didn't probably ask them, but I wonder if this might be the one that made her go missing. If it's this group of people or this man. I don't
know. Any clues on where they might be located?
Am I able to? Is there anything like that written down in the notebook?
No, she gives a general description of the people. Like, she wrote down facial features, what they were wearing, how anything that she could remember from what they looked like.
Did she hear any names by chance? Did she write any
No.
names down or anything? Okay.
No, there was no names. I'm gonna assume that they were probably pretty careful not to mention any names, and like I said, they were when they were speaking, it was real hushed, but she was able to, for whatever reason, she was able to hear them. Like I said, it gives a detailed description of what they look like and whatnot. And doesn't really say where they were going. They just kind of come in, looked around the shop a little bit, didn't really buy a whole lot, just some basic alchemy stuff, just super basic, and then left.
Anything that would kind of, I know you said basic, but anything that would stick out is like odd.
Just like a couple of beakers, some vials, some base herbs and whatnot, but nothing strange. She wrote down a list of everything they bought, but it's it's all stuff that you sell like every day.
Does she have a date? Like, is there a date on the page, like from when they came and bought stuff?
She didn't write down a date. Most of her notes are just scrawled down. It was, and none of the notes are like super detailed except for this one. Most of them are just like ideas. Like she'd write down, this day, green something or other, and it's like more of a reminder. Like if she'd read it, she'd be, oh, that's what that was about, and then she'd remember without having to write down a detailed note of what she was putting in her journal. So it's not
Did you
really
have any recipes
useful.
written down?
You
Recipes
can
or anything written down that I wouldn't know?
make an investigation check as you kind of thumb through.
Ooh.
30.
Oh.
No, you won't find any recipes. But
Okay.
What,
Did-
is there anybody that could know what have happened to her?
are you
I
going
don't
to
know.
share with the group on the descriptions, or
Yeah, I will. I don't know what they are, but yes,
Descriptions.
Stefan?
of the people.
Ah, Bog, I know something.
As she's describing and or like reading the descriptions of these of the people that was in the shop, one description stands out in your mind because you've seen this man, not with your own eyes. But you've
Yeah,
seen this man before.
I know.
Oh.
Oh,
Are you
shit.
gonna like make any indication that you know? Okay.
The only indication is you describing and him going.
You're like, Stefan, what do you know? Stefan?
I think he's catatonic. Quick.
Not again.
I reach into my bag.
I slap him.
Fucking smell insults here.
Stefan, wake the fuck up.
Have y'all ever used those?
Smelling salts?
They
Oh,
are fucking.
They go hard.
We've had to
Yeah.
use them on patients who have overdosed, and that shit, insane.
I was thinking about like needle
Hey.
chest decompression and stuff like that.
It's like
Ugh.
stabbing the inside of your nose with fucking needles. I mean, that's horrible.
They're not that bad.
I mean, I've never
used
used
before.
them, but on overdose
Used-
patients,
People
they
people
come up
use them-
swinging. Dude,
People use them when they lift. Like lift weights.
Ugh.
Powerlifters use it. Well, it's an ammonia-based smelling salt. I don't
Yeah,
know if
probably
it's
a weak
exactly
one,
what
yeah.
doctors use, but it's very strong, none the same. Like it pollutes the whole room, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And they do that before they lift. And I've done similar things, not exactly the same, like name brand stuff, but
Yeah, that white
I've gotten
powder,
different-
it's not the same.
super crazy. I've gotten stuff of some of the crazy normal things you can get, and I did all kinds of crazy shit.
How long is Stefan catatonic for?
Once you bring out the smelling salt, he goes, "Oh, what the hell is that? Ugh, get that away from my face!"
We lost you for a second. What happened?
What? You didn't lose me. I was right here.
did any of those descriptions like ring a bell, rattle something in
Ah.
your brain?
Maybe.
A lot more than a maybe.
How do I? One of them is a murderer.
How the fuck do you know that?
One of them is a murderer. I don't have to explain every reasoning. I just know one of them is murderer and like super wanted by like Empire.
You don't have to explain, but it would really help
It
the
would-
group.
It would be beneficial,
would,
I feel
it
like,
would.
to everybody.
No, you would just think I'm crazy.
We already think that. I don't
You-
think anything else is
Well,
going to
I
make it
think
worse.
we're all a little crazy here.
Well, you think I'm crazy because I act like I'm crazy. This one makes me legitimately, like, clinically insane.
I've seen clinically insane people, and I would say you're not of that list, Stefan.
Schizophrenia?
Not yet.
Have you
anyway.
seen one with that?
With what?
Have you heard of schizophrenia?
Not specifically.
The one where people see and hear things?
I've seen
aren't
people
there?
with that. Yeah, hallucinations.
Yeah, I had one of those at one point. and hallucinations make you crazy. So I
Is
didn't
that what happened to you
think about it.
at the pond?
Yeah, at the pond thingy. Yeah, I saw a massive hallucination that like I'm supposed to be keeping very high secrets, so I'm not going to talk about it. But I know one of those guys, and he's a murderer, and I want to stab him.
Where can we find this guy?
I don't know. He ran away from the kingdom. He tried to kill the princess.
Oh,
Oh,
that one.
Oh, shit.
Oh goodness. Well, should we?
So y'all, I mean,
Yeah.
y'all have definitely heard enough. Y'all, when he says that, y'all definitely,
Aaron?
I'll know who he's talking about.
Prince Aaron. He's
No longer
Involved?
Prince. We don't call him that. We just call him Aaron now.
it's true.
Actually,
Well,
no, we don't
course-
even call
course
him
of-
that. We call him douchebag. He's asshole douchebag. We don't call him by real name. He's a jerk.
Force
Murder
of
him.
habit.
First chance we get, we stab him.
I mean, it's. I wouldn't never have thought that your friend and him would be related, Ren.
I don't
Well, not by choice, by chance. Do you think that he's involved in this soul reaping stuff? Nice.
Nice. Yes. Yes. One of you gets it. One of you
I
gets
give
it.
Can't leave a man hanging like that.
I
Give
give
it a 1 out of. Give it a what? A 7? Oh. That's a good one.
A woman is dead.
No, she's alive. Well,
No.
She was dead.
Maybe.
Now she's not dead. She's undead.
There we go.
soul harvesting was their thing, right?
Right.
So you said, tried to kill the princess.
Okay, we're using code words from now on, by the way.
Oh, that might be actually a really good idea. I'm gonna check outside the shop. Is there anybody listening in?
Make a perception check.
Doesn't matter if you can see them or not, guys.
Well, y'all don't know that.
11.
You don't say anybody.
I shut the door. And I shut other windows.
If we could come really close.
Yeah, let's get into the. What was your friend's name?
I'm not huddling. you.
Elmira.
Elmira.
Yep, Almira.
There's not going to be a huddle. We'll just use code words.
Well, yes, but we need the huddle to decide the code words.
No.
Okay, then how do you suppose we know about the code words?
You'll know.
Will we? Give me an
Yep.
example.
Moon is a lady. Do we get it now?
Which lady?
The one that has a thing that is white and round as part of their name.
Crystal Moon? Or Sailor Moon?
Maybe you guys are stupider than I thought.
Okay. So we will refer
And then
to this lady as the moon. I am
Mhm.
okay with this. And
And the other one is the sun, the one that was.
okay, the sun and the
What if-
moon are a pair of girlies. Okay.
Yes, that we have met in person. We fought one of them even.
Yes. Okay. And then,
And then the
this-
other one is asshole. He is
Okay.
asshole and nothing more.
Okay.
People
I'm
will be
following
able to
you
see
so
them.
far. I'm following you so far.
One of you gets it. That is good.
So to recap,
Asshole
The-
killed the sun.
the asshole killed the sun. And we need to go tell the moon.
Yes, but we can't do that immediately because we're already on the mission.
Very true. So
From the-
let's wait to tell the moon when we get back, but we can't wait too long. Stefan, I feel so silly right now. Like, can
It is
we?
important. It is important. You don't know who could be listening in right now.
I
about
looked and
soul harvesting.
there wasn't anybody really around. I think we're okay.
Doctor, I don't trust your eyes.
Oh, my
You
eyes are
went
just
out
fine.
in the middle of the. No, I don't believe you. Firstly, you went out into the middle of the night and got attacked. That means you're not very smart, and it also means you're not very perceptive. How did you not know it was nighttime? Don't you know to stay safe at nighttime?
I did know it was nighttime. I intentionally went out at night.
That just means you're dumb.
Nighttime wasn't as dangerous as I remember. I mean, you've grown up in the wilderness. I'm sure you're more acquainted with than me, someone who's lived in the village this whole life.
Then why'd you go out at night in the middle of the woods?
You should know better than me. I go out there all the time because it's my job. You should
I
have stayed
hadn't
inside.
heard.
Did you not?
Hadn't heard of
Have you never
any
been told of the boogeyman?
altercations.
Okay, look.
No.
This has nothing to do with what's going on right now.
You've got to be joking me. You've never heard of the boogeyman?
Boogeyman isn't real, Stefan.
How do you know? We have an owl cat. A cat with wings.
The boogeyman is not an owl cat.
There.
It is a cat.
How do you know? What if boogeyman come down from the sky and steal your toes? How would you know?
It would hurt.
Yes, it would
No.
hurt. How would you know that wasn't the boogeyman? Also, the sky turns dark in the middle of the day, Doctor. Vines
True.
tried to eat you, Doctor. How do you know the boogeyman not real, huh? Huh? How
I
you
feel
know
like these are
boogeyman
all
not real?
unrelated things. These are natural
Oh.
phenomena founded in basis of reality. You're talking about
Are
fantasy.
you saying me fantasy? No. Trust me, Doctor. Boogeyman real. Boogeyman real. I know he's real. He has
Oh.
to be.
Very well. I wholeheartedly believe you.
If he
Regardless-
isn't, I don't know what's wrong with this world because we have so many other terrifying things. Why did we come up with a weird guy who licks your toes in your sleep?
This is still to get back on some railroad tracks. When was this page ripped out? How long ago did this happen? Because that sets up a timeline where he was at a certain point in time.
You know what? I think we're actually going to meet the asshole pretty soon, anyways.
Well,
I don't know.
You know
There's
why?
no dates written on anything.
Well, you
On-
know how
on
like we're
dates?
going to investigate the weird temple that appeared out of nowhere, and it was like on the way from this town to there. Like
That's a fair point.
we're
Yeah.
probably going to go meet the asshole or like the asshole's friends,
we
which is
should
crazy
be
that they have
careful.
friends.
Did we need to prepare anything else to?
I
venture
want to
that
build
temple?
my weird thingy, but I don't think I'll build it in time. So no, not really. I don't have anything. I'd like to get like acid or like fire flasks. Have you never built Molotov cocktail?
I've experimented with the idea, but I've never made one before.
Arson is
Seemed
fun.
pointless. It's also very morally wrong.
Dangerous and morally wrong? Yes, but that is my life.
Oh, doesn't have to be.
Oh, that's sad. That's really much sadder than it needed to be. My life is dangerous and morally wrong. Oh.
Sad man. I feel like that should be our group's catchphrase.
That's our tag name? No.
Yeah. We're the
How
Hollows. Our life is dangerous and morally wrong.
So-
Yes.
How far away are we from the temple, DM?
2 days, I think.
So
A
from
day
the,
or two.
from the description and stuff and the directions y'all got, you'd have to cross the sea. So you're
That's
looking
right.
for a few days, at least a few days travel.
And
Well-
how far away are we from Lunaris?
I would say if y'all was to walk or go by horse, you're probably about a week out.
What about by
But
airship?
since y'all were on airship, it took y'all. No, I don't remember. If
I don't know about straight, but we went from the castle to somewhere else where we stopped, and then we came
Right,
here.
y'all
right?
went from the castle. You went to the yeah, that thing with the name that's got the stuff in it. Volcano.
So,
Volcano. That's right. Yeah.
what? It seems impractical to travel back when we're closer to this temple that we were tasked to check out.
Are we closer to the temple than the?
Couple weeks versus couple days.
Well, like the king had said, they're gonna send you on this temple. They told you just to, on your way to stop by here, find out what you can find out,
Ooh.
continue on,
That'd
and
be a
then when
bad
y'all come back,
Unless, do we want to take a really long journey back? Because here's my idea, right? We go to the temple by airship, and when we get there, we tell airship people flying us, the chieftain and his daughter, to go immediately back and tell them that we've found traces of the asshole in the town and that they need to be warned. Maybe?
I'm thinking
And
about
then we
writing a
go back
letter
the
to let
long-
them know.
We go back the long way. That would mean more adventure and potentially more gold and potentially more other things to happen along the way back. And it would take a much longer time, months maybe, but we could do it that way. Or we could go there by airship and come back by airship. We could also come across some weird, like, something or other that gets us to fly back as well, like a
Flight?
much bigger cowl
Cow, yeah.
could happen. Or if we
Deposit a broomstone.
yes, and we make some weird machine.
But I believe that sending word back to those of Lunaris, telling them
It's
this information is important. If we
How would we get it back? I wonder. Maybe Chieftain and his daughter has way of getting there quicker while keeping us on the airship.
who's all on the airship when we go back to it?
The Chieftain and his daughter,
He's not with them.
and
With y'all.
he's
Yeah,
not
they
with
got
us.
off
Yeah,
earlier,
he-
didn't
Yeah,
they?
we dropped him off.
Dropped him
He
off
left.
back at Farnrock.
Oh, at the town. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
decided if we wanted to go down there or not, and we didn't. So the only people on
do
the
you guys
airship right
feel
now is
confident?
operators.
Do we feel? Well, wait. We didn't bring the daughter with us.
Yeah, she's the one that's been piloting, basically.
Okay,
Wait,
got you.
which
She's
daughter?
with us. The chieftain's daughter. What's her name? Valentina.
Aria.
Andrea.
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 Whatever. Andrea.
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, she
she's with
probably
us.
would know,
A quick way to get back.
or at
And-
least we can trust her with a message. What if we take? I could probably write a message detailing this information with a
Well,
little bit of
what-
a cipher, and we could hand
I
it
have
to.
a cipher. I actually know of a cipher.
You know a cipher?
Yes. My dad taught me one.
The sun and moon.
No.
Which cipher is
No,
it?
it's called Green Rune. He made it himself.
Oh.
It's called Green Rune. It's not very complex. I mean, it's difficult, but it's pretty quick to learn once you know the rules.
All right. If you think it'll be secure enough.
Sure.
Um.
I don't know anybody who could break into it.
All right. Well,
It has no letters attached to it. It's a bunch of symbols.
okay. If it'll transmit the message, fine. We'll go with that.
Sure. I could write it tonight, probably.
When are we recruiting with the airship? Reuniting with the airship?
Probably now would be
Now?
best. Probably now.
All right.
We should pick up supplies in town. Anybody who needs something, get your
Right.
stuff. I mean, we bought some things before we left the kingdom, like the main, before we left Kenishire, but we have to make sure, or Lunaris, before we left Lunaris, we have to make sure we're, well supplied. If we're going to meet the asshole, I don't know about you guys, but I want to make a bunch of bombs.
Sounds destructive.
Do you guys
I
think
am.
stop by the graveyard on them?
Oh
Wait.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm
Of
I'm
course.
so sorry that we got distracted from your personal things. I do want to say, obviously, my apologies for all this has happened,
Oh,
but I hope we can get to the bottom of this for your sake and for the sake of the king. If that means anything to you, I don't know if it will.
thank you, Stefan. I do appreciate it. But yeah, just y'all don't even have to go. If y'all need to go shop, I
I
can
will
just
go
run.
with you. Everything I'm going to go shopping for, you're probably going to go shopping for too. So better if we go together.
Valid point. Okay.
Plus, I think Otak is seriously he doesn't even follow me anymore. He just follows your cowl. He just walks around that thing. I can't even get him to listen to me. He looks at me weird. He goes, and I mean, obviously he's a dog, so he can't really have any other look than, but Anyways, we should be
Are
on
there-
our way.
Does she have any flowers in her garden, like in the back?
I mean, I'm sure there.
Or not like herbs, but just like
Well, I'm sure there are some kind of like you know for sure that the wildflowers or whatnot that you use for your for potions and stuff are very pretty and multicolored.
okay.
On our
I'm just
way
gonna
here.
grab a handful of those.
Okay.
On our way here, while we were walking through town, is this the only apothecary in town?
Mhm.
Okay, so it's the only place that'll probably have the herbs and stuff that I might be looking for to make
Yeah. Which-
alchemical stuff.
You're more than welcome to whatever is salvageable.
I'll look through the salvageable things looking for oil and cloth, if there's any cloth here.
I mean, they're
And
pretty, oil, cloth. You could probably
alcohol.
get at the general store.
alcohol.
June has alcohol.
No, I don't want that. I want the higher proof. Funny joke, firstly. Good job. You got the good one. But I'm looking for more. I was looking for more, like rubbing alcohol.
100% acetone.
Yeah. Stuff that'll really fucking hurt if you throw it at somebody and then light them on fire.
You probably don't even have to light it on fire if you just throw it in their eyes. I feel like it'll burn.
Yeah,
I'm getting uncomfortable with our weapon choice here.
I'm also looking for acid, like not necessarily like neutralizing acid, but acid or neutralizing acid that could be turned into like really burning acid. That's what I'm looking for in here. Just really all the destructive and painful stuff that I can find.
Like most of the, like cloth and whatnot like that, you could probably pick up at the general store along with oil, alcohol. But probably most of all that you could probably get at the general store.
Acid?
I was about to say, I would like to buy like some paper and like writing utensils
Oh,
somewhere.
25 gold.
If
you
now
wanna buy
have
a book.
You now have a journal. I think Doc
Okay.
also has a journal.
Okay, I have a different journal, but I have a journal.
I have ink. I just need something to
I'll-
write with.
I'll be buying a book here as well. But acid in this building?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, there's always a chance, guys. There's always a chance. I can invest. Oh, I have to change character. Or I roll on somebody I'm not playing right now. Who am I right now, anyways? Oh, God, that'd be an amazing roll. I'm so sad I can't roll with that character. I wonder if I still have him. Nope, I got rid of it. Sag. 11. That's sad. But also average, so it's not terrible.
You look around, and I'm trying to think.
It doesn't even have to be like fully made acid. It's just got to be like the roots of acid, and I can make it on the way.
You find a small beaker. It's got a big, pretty large stopper in the top. You pull the top off, and you smell it, and it smells real citrusy.
Okay. I'm
Kinda
going
like a
to
mixture with kind of like a mixture between like lemon, lime, and maybe even some
like orange juice.
orange. But this is like way clearer.
I'll spiral it around, get it agitated in there, make sure it's not like stale, and then I'm gonna just like look around me, pour some on the floor, and see what happens.
Okay, so
Just a small drop.
Someone knows better than me. What does citric acid do to floor wood?
Citric acid.
It would
nothing.
probably do not too much.
Yeah, it would like stain it.
Probably
It would better it.
discolored a little bit.
Bubble a little, but not much.
Okay. I'll look around. Are there any plants that are still alive, or dead ones even technically, that have an acidic quality to them?
Probably not.
Okay, I'll just cap this and take it with me because worst comes to worst, I can still throw that in their eyes.
Oh goodness! Save you from scurvy on the boat.
Yeah, it's tasty. They
It
use it in
might-
food all the time.
Might burn a little.
No more than June's whiskey. So
Uh,
I'll pick up a sewing kit if they have it there.
I'm sure they've got needle and thread and whatnot. It'd be pretty easy.
Cool.
are there?
Y'all gonna go to the general store then?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's on the way to the.
So the way back to the center of town where y'all met with the town elder.
Is it on the way to the graveyard or is it in the opposite direction?
It would be so y'all are on. I would say I'm trying to get this straight in my head. Facing south. If you're facing south. God damn it. Be right hand side. So facing south on the right.
Facing south on the right, it'd mean we'd be on the
East or west?
western side. We'd
West
be on the
side?
western side. of
Okay,
town.
so yeah, the church,
Sorry, eastern side, opposite direction. Eastern side, because north would be to the left and south would be to the right, and then west would be behind you.
and in doubt, just fucking draw a map.
When in doubt, just draw a compass.
North.
So we're at.
Do we
90
know what this shop next to the apothecary is?
I think it
I
was like
mean,
an
there's
armory.
a sign outside that's got like bow and arrows on the side of the
Oh, it's a
sign.
fletching store. You might want to go there.
Yeah, y'all are on the west side of town in the
West side.
because if you're facing south, on your right is west.
Oh, I thought you were saying to the right of us is south.
No,
Never
if you're
mind.
facing
Yeah.
south, you're the west. Yeah, so y'all on the west side. Cemetery.
Do you want to stop at the?
Cemetery and all that stuff is on the other side of town.
Okay, so we just passed through the general store to the cemetery.
Yeah.
Cool. If you want to stop at the fletching store, Ren, that might be good for you since you use a bow. Stock up on arrows and string, stuff like that. I don't know how many arrows you have.
I have a lot because you gave me 25.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
I have 40.
40? Nice round 50 would probably be best. But if
Okay.
you, that costs,
Yeah.
okay, so let's see, a quiver is 1 gold. A quiver and 20 arrows is 1 gold, actually. Item,
I would say
Arrows.
20. The golden gold would probably be pretty good.
if you buy, yeah, arrows are sold in bundles of 20. So 1 gold would get you 20 arrows. So 5 silver would get you 10 arrows. Math. I can do it. So you can. I don't know if the DM said 1 gold for 10 arrows. That's good.
Well, 1 gold for the 20, so the 5 silver for 10 would be good.
10. Pay 5 silver for 10 arrows. Ren. If you've got that down, then we will head elsewhere. Unless you want to buy more arrows. I won't stop you from buying more arrows. You could spend 3 gold and round yourself out at 100.
I'm sure there's too much math. Hold on. You're stressing me out a little bit.
It's okay. Take your time.
Do I need 100? I feel like 100 arrows is a little excessive.
Well, you won't have to
Maybe.
stop and buy
But
arrows for a couple of months.
I was about to say, but it depends on where we go. Is the next place we go, is there going to be somewhere that I can buy shit?
Well,
with?
we're going overseas, so wherever we're going might not have very many arrow shops. Buying 50 also makes it so that you won't have to buy arrows for at least 2 months. Plus, because I can harvest arrows, or
You
I
can
can
make-
harvest for wood and stuff, you can make arrows. You can study wood carving and make arrows very simply and quickly, actually. Plus, you can harvest at the end of a battle. You can harvest for half of your arrows back, which is good.
I mean, I look at
Usually.
it, if you hit, you could probably gain most of your arrows back. Now, if you're in a wide open area and you miss,
It goes into the open ocean.
open ocean, yeah, that you would be able to recover those, but like
Okay.
for the most part, after a battle, I figure you go and recover your stuff. The only time that you might not recover an arrow or something is like if you're open
In the
area,
sky.
open
Ocean.
area, forest, and you miss, and you may not be able. Just like so for further
It'll be a
reference,
roll.
whenever y'all are fighting and stuff, and you're using a bow, only mark down your missed arrows. Then after battle, we'll see if you can recover them or whatnot. But as far as the hit ones, you can recover those after a battle.
Okay.
I think that's
Unless
fine.
it's unless you're fighting something like a stone, or rock, or heavily armored foes, then you might have a chance of them breaking.
Makes sense.
I don't know if you want to include this in your game, but this is a homebrew item that existed on a server. I have all the items from that server because I made them all. They're non-lethal arrows that do bludgeoning instead of piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And they are non-lethal because regular arrows cannot be non-lethal. But if you buy non-lethal ones, you can non-lethal somebody with an arrow.
Right.
Feels a bit niche.
Yeah, but it's sometimes important.
Mm-hmm.
On that server, one mundane non-lethal ammo costs 250 gold. Which is very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, an arrow with a bag of sand on the end of it, I don't think would cost 250 gold. I mean, you take a little cloth, fill it full of sand.
I think the point was that it wasn't like a bag of sand. It was like a spring mechanism. Like if you hit something, the arrow will bounce off and not like hurt. Like it won't stick into them, but it will hurt quite a bit because that compression.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's got to go somewhere.
Well, for this, I mean, an arrow with a bag of sand tied to the front of it would be pretty effective.
I don't know how much that would cost, but I like to include it in my games because while it is niche, it is something that archers run into an issue with is non-lethaling things.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think any arrow that you spit, if you want to spend the materials and time to craft non-lethal, I think that could be easily done.
Mm-hmm.
And you could probably buy the materials here too if you wanted, Ren.
And finding out what's available in homebrew stuff like that, I feel like is easy to talk about after like games and sessions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just brought it up because we were going to an arrow shop.
Mm-hmm.
I figured if Ren wanted non-lethal arrows, it's important to get them. Oh God. Now I have to consider all the math I have to do. Gross.
Well, I'm really only going to be picking up some rations and a sewing kit. So how much would that run me, DM?
See, rations are like what, 5 silver or something? It's very low.
Not sure.
Wait, you're looking for rations?
Yeah.
I've got a bajillion of them. Don't worry about it. Also, I can harvest enough for all of this.
I don't have any, though.
I can give you some. How many do you want?
How many days? We're going to be gone for a couple of days, so probably about a week's worth.
Let me open the sheet then.
Where's the weather like where we're going?
We don't know.
Where's the temple located?
That's true too, but I think
I was about to say, like, do we need to be buying like do we need to be getting clothes that are better for like cold weather or like?
So y'all are moving south.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Southeast. Wait. Southeast? Yeah.
And the bamboo clothing will give us resistance to heat.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably okay.
Do we need to buy bathing suits?
What is a bathing suit?
Or swimsuit, sorry.
I mean,
Whatever.
No, Stefan, if you ask that in character, Stefan goes, "What is that?"
Never mind. Caveman.
Caveman? I did not live in a cave. I did. Actually, just lied to you. I did live in a cave for a month. But I'm not a caveman. I live in a house. I have a house. It's a very comfortable house. Don't judge me.
We've seen your house.
It's
It- it-
comfortable.
It's a nice home. More than I have an attic, so I mean, it's more than I have.
You have an addiction? Why do you have an addiction? What are you addicted to?
Attic, like ATTIC.
Ha! You're not. You didn't get it. Okay.
Yeah, I did. But Stefan, I can't ever tell if Stefan is joking or not.
That's the point.
I mean, if y'all want to go looking for bathing suits sometime, you'd probably get something at the general store.
I mean, I have sets of clothes.
I was about to say, I mean, at this point, whatever.
Where? My journal. I'm going to be buying things. How much would cloth, how much cloth would a set of traveler's clothes give me?
I mean, the shop would probably have like textiles and stuff, like because for people to make their own clothes.
Yeah, I know, but I'm using traveler's clothes as like an example for how much I need to pay.
Two gold for traveler's clothes in the inventory thing on D&D
yeah.
Beyond.
I know. I have it pulled up.
0.5 for common clothes.
Yeah, but traveler's clothes are better.
I would say that's a pretty decent price.
Okay.
2 gold? Okay. So I'll buy a thing of that. And then oil is 0.1 gold. Like a flask of oil is 0.1 gold or 1 silver. So is that fair price?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't get much.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could go copper, but that's good. That's fair price.
Is there like anywhere that sells flowers, like pretty flowers around here?
Apothecary shop.
Well, it's dead there. There's nothing there.
I mean, most of the flowers and stuff would probably be taken care of at the apothecary because they
Okay,
would be they would be the local greenhouse.
Okay.
But
All right. I will make my way to the ship when you are all ready. Take your time if you need it. We are not in as much of a rush as we may think.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the graveyard.
I'll go with.
Stefan, I was about to say whenever you're ready.
I just gotta mark down stuff, but I'll go with. Along the way, do you want to bring Cowl or not Cowl, Linux and Otak, or do you want to send them to the ship?
I feel like I'm always scared to leave Doc alone, venturing off by himself.
I'm walking back to the car, Mom. I'm okay.
We can send the animals with them. They're both fearsome, and we're fearsome on our own. We don't need them to be with us.
I could go with Doc if it works.
I mean, sure. I'm a chaperone meter now. I get it.
See, here's the thing. Doc needs a chaperone because he's unlucky. You need a chaperone because you're drunk.
Well,
I will.
your chaperone. We
I'll
can
be-
fill up the void.
I will be her chaperone, and she will be my chaperone.
We
See?
should,
Sounds like
we
a
should
big
send,
That's a terrible idea.
that sounds like a terrible idea. We should
It's a
send animals
genius
with us.
idea.
I will send Otak with them at the very least.
I was about to
I
say,
mean-
I'll
Run
probably.
out and bite someone?
Are you heading back to the ship, June?
Probably.
All
Say,
right,
I'll
let's
just
go.
I'll bring Linux with us. I feel like I haven't spent very much time with him lately.
I'm
We
gonna.
kinda had a rocky
Aren't you
start.
mad at him? Aren't you mad at him
No.
still?
We made up.
Oh, that's right.
We're besties for the resties. So
I'm gonna look at Otak and be like, I don't know if you understand me. I'll race you to the airship, and I'm gonna book it to the airship.
He doesn't understand you, but he does race you, not because he wants to beat you to the airship, but because he's trying to bite you.
I
Well,
run.
any animal, like when you take off running, they're like, "Oh boy, a chase!"
I run
Yeah,
him.
mine does.
Well, he's literally a predator still. Like literally, he's still a wolf. So when you start running after looking at him and moving your mouth, he
Fine.
thinks, "Oh, it's scared of me, and I should eat it." So he's going to go eat you now.
Okay.
Good luck. That's your fault and your problem.
How do you get inside the airship? What?
I mean, the way that you got off. I mean,
they have a ramp.
They landed in
A
the
ramp,
wa-
okay.
Yeah, they landed in the water and then pulled up to the dock. So I mean, it's just like getting on and off the
They,
ship.
All right. I run back. I outrun the wolf.
No, you don't. I don't know that you do.
And
What's his movement speed?
He's got a 45,
Yeah, you're
I
done.
think.
45.
No, he's got a 40-foot. You beat him by 10.
I got a 90-foot boy.
Oh, damn!
He's a wolf, right?
Yeah, technically, if I heard that you were going to race him, he could take the dash action as a reaction, which means he could beat you.
What?
I can spend it's one of the things of a Beastmaster. You can spend your action to make them take an action with its reaction.
That would be if he can hear you, right?
Yeah.
So
If he could hear me, he could gain enough speed to at least keep up with you. In one round, he could make. While you make 90 in one round, he makes
Be 80.
120. No, because if in one round he can make 120, and with that
2 dashes.
80, yeah, because he can dash with his action, and I can use my action to command him to take one dash, because I could hear him one time before we split, so I could say, "Oh, Tak, go." I'm fairly certain, at least. I can double check though.
I mean, I feel like you could give him the dash command, but I don't think he could do two dashes in one round.
Maybe that was a homebrew thing that somebody let me do at one point.
because that's sort of like in combat. He would only ever have.
That's why I said he could only do it one time.
Mhm.
He couldn't do it after I could no longer hear him, because I couldn't spend my action to do it because he couldn't hear me. But he probably just beats you then, or you just probably beat him. Whatever, you know what I meant.
I dashed into the airship and go behind the door. And I collapse into a heap of heavy breathing.
slowly walk in behind the two of them and just stare. We really need to train you, Doc.
Dude, couldn't you beat both of them?
I could triple dash, but I don't want to.
And don't you have
I
a
have
higher
the power. You guys know I have the
it-
power. I don't have to express the power.
Yeah, it costs a lot for that.
It does cost key, but they have a higher move speed, so they could beat you in the 3 turns that they would have to take. They could make it back to the airship probably.
Maybe.
Because you have 3 key now, you can double dash. You have a 40-foot move speed, which means you can make 120 3 times in a row, which is 306 feet, compared to Doc's in 3 turns.
90.
No, in 1 turn you make 90. In 3 turns you make 80.
270.
270, yeah.
I'm on the ship now.
Either way, they both make it back to the ship. And no
What else is happening?
other things and stuff.
Y'all are headed towards the cemetery. And Ren, Linux kind of like nudges your shoulder as y'all are walking. No, Mistress, I did not want to speak out of turn, but if it's imperative to get a message back to the kingdom, I could fly it there.
How long would it take you to get there
I wouldn't be able to
and get
fly.
back?
I wouldn't be able to fly the whole way in one go. I'd have to stop and rest. But if it is that important, I could get it there faster than sending a message. This is your choice.
I mean, it is important. We're having this talk in our mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like it is pretty important, but I feel like that's a long time for you to be gone. And how will you know where we are? Like, on your way back, like, are you able to? Do I have like a tracking device on me now? Like, am I just like a walking like GPS signal? But
I was
no,
in.
really, like,
I
how
was
would
in the
you?
throne room when they just gave you this description of where to go. I could probably find you.
Well, I know, but what if you get lost, or what if you're not able to find us, and then you know what?
He just kind of like raises his head back, like what?
I'll talk with everybody. I mean, obviously you'll be there. You can hear too. So just get everybody's opinion whenever we get back to the ship. But I'm sure they will want you to go. So
Okay.
we'll just we'll talk about it when we get back to the ship.
Y'all continue on, and y'all find like the graveyard, well enough, but you were able to find her grave.
All of the flowers or whatever that I grabbed from the apothecary, I'm just gonna kind of like set them down like at her grave, and I guess just kind of sit like squat down like whenever I'm putting them down, and just be like, what the hell did you get yourself into? And then that's really, I'm not really gonna say anything. I don't really want to say anything, I guess.
Just out of curiosity, how recently buried is this grave? Has grass grown over it, or is it still fresh enough to where it's just dirt?
I'm trying to think. You've got the note from her, and then you sent the note back. So that would take, let's say, like a week to get there, a week back, and another week. So 3 weeks. It's been about a month since you've gotten the letter from her.
Would we happen to be going back by the elder person on our way back to the ship?
Yeah, because y'all went right past. You went right past the center of town with where the elder would be to get to the cemetery. So you'd have to pass it back again. Because basically, he's in the center of town. So y'all came north from the dock to the center of town, and then y'all went west to the apothecary, and now you're east. So you'd have to come back to center and then back south to get to the ship.
Okay.
So you definitely go back by.
I'm just gonna look at Stefan and be like, on our way back, I want to stop and I need to ask the elder a question or two on our way back, if that's okay.
Do you know if they ever found a body?
That's what I'm going to ask. I don't know.
I look around. Is anybody in the graveyard or nearby looking at the graveyard?
Ooh.
Make a perception check.
Can I as well?
Mm-hmm.
22.
Nice.
20.
Pretty good. Y'all look around, and what are y'all looking for? Just people, or specifically?
I'm looking. Well, I'm looking for just people in general, as on like a surface level, like just to see if there are any people around. But I'm also looking at places where shadows are long and people would easily be able to hide. rooftops as well, scanning to make sure nobody's watching us. Just
Well,
to make sure we're alone.
Yeah, 22. There's nobody. You don't see anyone particularly watching. Like this is a small town, so I mean, you see people. They'll walk by. You get the occasional. There's a couple people in the graveyard, and they kind of look. They see that you're at the graves, and they just kind of like they'll look back, go back to their general day-to-day stuff. But
What time of day is it right now?
I would say it's probably about midday.
Okay. So I feel like it's pretty obvious that if we were to do anything, someone might see it. I know there aren't that many people. However, it is midday. Which I'm talking this all out to Stefan, whether I don't know if he's paying me any mind during all of this. However, I need to ask Eldar a question. Depending on the answer to that question, I say we hang out, grab food, kind of hang out in the city or get back on the airship, and come back just after nightfall.
And do a little digging?
Yes.
I thought the same
Depending
thing.
on what the answer to the question is. But even so, I still feel like this is important, and I feel like we should do a little bit digging regardless.
I will take precaution to look to make sure whatever the chieftain elder speaks is true. And if I cannot tell, then I say we just do the digging anyways.
Okay. I mean, I think that's a good idea.
I think it is a great idea. I don't think we need everybody on this one. It's probably best the less people we have, because the more people we have, bigger attention we need. Also,
maybe they could be in the town, not necessarily cause like a ruckus or a distraction, but
with June
Linux
does that walking around town.
I was about to say that, but Linux being
and Doctor, yeah.
As I say, they've never seen anything like Linux. I'm not necessarily putting Linux on show, but being like, hey, like,
yeah, I think it would be best if, well, I also don't want to like brag or anything or say like, oh, this is something crazy, but people don't usually walk around town with wolves, let alone cows. So if it was, I don't want to just get you alone. That sounds weird, but I think it would be best for the two of us to not be accompanied by anyone, because with the more people we have, the more suspicious we are, and the more animals we have, also the more suspicious we are. So probably best 2 people only, and we can do
Linux does glow at night.
That
what?
Okay, so Linux is gonna stay. We'll
glows.
run this by.
Motherfucking glows.
We're glossing over that?
Yeah.
Light bulb.
So
He's also a cat owl.
Do you not remember when y'all met him? He had like headlights for eyes, and his
does
feathers
he
were
have any
a light
like
blue
magic
glow.
powers that we can sense?
Telepath, like what?
Well, other than that.
And wings and claws
you know
and claw.
It's a
Shut
pretty
up.
magical beast.
But like, you know what? Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, sounds good. Linux and Otok stay in the village center. Maybe cause some wonder and awe. They're besties and they can hang out.
Do you think Linux could do a handstand while Otak stands on 2 legs on top of Linux's legs?
Are we a fucking traveling circus now?
We can be.
Cirque du Soleil.
We can be.
Okay, I mean they can try. I guess we could talk to Doc and June and see if they can head the whatever the fuck that's gonna be.
I'm sure June can spit fire.
She could catch her hands on fire.
No, that's too dangerous. Spitting fire is actually a lot easier.
Okay, yeah, we're a traveling circus now.
Yeah.
That sounds
The
good.
doctor could do knife throwing or juggling.
I think we have a plan here.
Ooh, we could also use it to make money too. We could actually make money off of this one. We put a hat out for tips. That sounds like a great idea.
Oh, this. So cute. Okay. Anyways.
Okay.
Yes. Ready? Break. Okay. To the village elder. We go.
All right.
On our way to the village elder.
So y'all get to the village elder. You knock on the door, and the old lady answers. Oh, y'all are back.
Yeah. Is the village elder? Is he around?
Yes, please come in.
Okay.
And, y'all walk back in, and he's sitting there at his table. He's like, "Oh, you returned. What can I help you with?"
Are we are me and Stefan in here with him alone, or is the lady still in there?
I mean, she's still in there, but
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, is there any way that we could chat? Just through the.
Privately?
sure, I'll go into the back and give you some privacy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's very kind. Sorry to barge in like this. I do have a few questions. About Almira. What were you ever able to find a body,
Yeah,
or her body specifically?
I believe when I sent you that letter, I described that she was found on the outside of town. That her body was found.
Hold on. Let me look back at my notes.
Inside check.
I can't remember.
Do I believe him? It's the better way of saying that. Wait, am I allowed to make an inside check?
Mm-hmm.
Confirm. Okay.
Bart, you tell him the truth.
As far as I can tell. Well, don't believe him.
You full on believe him.
Yeah. Even if I know someone's telling the truth, I don't believe that they're telling the whole truth. Why would you ever believe anyone's telling you everything? They might not know everything. That's the other thing. Somebody could have robbed her grave.
Like we're about to do. Okay, I don't remember. I didn't write anything down.
You got so
Sorry.
you got the letter in the mail
Yes.
that she had been killed,
Yes.
and that he had found the body outside of town, and that it was pretty messed up, as if it was she was attacked by like either a bear or some kind of.
I do
animal.
remember that. Okay,
Right,
I do remember that.
Interesting question. Did she have her belongings on her?
She had She had a little basket that she had gathered herbs from the forest.
Anything on her person?
Was it anything unusual that she gathered?
No, just it looked like she was trying to like maybe replenish her stock. Maybe do some what she would call breeding.
Any jewelry?
Whatever she had.
I'm just gonna look at Stefan like.
No, it's actually important. This one's important.
I mean, she had
We're
a
not
couple
actually
of
robbing
rings.
her grave.
She had a couple of rings and a necklace, but we buried them with her.
How long had she been dead, or were you able to estimate whenever you found her?
Well, actually, she came into the office the morning before she had died, and it was late that evening when no one.
Who found her?
It was one of the citizens of the town. They came by and said that she hadn't been in her shop all day, and when he went out to go look, he had found her right there on the edge of the forest.
What was that person's name?
Really?
Is there somebody that we'd be able to find or talk to?
I'm looking at the elder's eyes and hand movements and trying to just... Are they being twitchy? Are they being Are they not looking us in our eyes? Are they looking right past us or around
he's sitting there at his table and he's looking right at you guys. Like he's not fidgeting with anything. He's just like, just explaining.
No sweat,
No sweat.
no clamminess to any part of him.
Mm-mm.
No, nothing like that. Okay.
Was she?
Attacked by an animal. Okay.
Was it an animal that is common here, or that we would know, or does it look like anything?
I mean, we thought it might have been a bear, maybe wolves. She had some claw marks and stuff, across her body. Some bite marks.
Was any of it
Bite mark?
Was any of the? Did anything about them seem odd? Like any? I guess almost like necrotic wounds or anything like that, or was it just like?
Do you mean like decay?
It was.
I guess. And I'm like, look at Steph, and I'm like, with Doc's shoulder, or whatever.
Was the area around any of her wounds blackened and or more decayed than the rest of her body?
Than what should have been with only a few hours.
No, it looked all pretty fresh.
And
how would
we've experienced a nightfall? It happened to us, so we're just clarifying.
What is a nightfall?
Shadowfall, sorry.
Shadowfall. I'm unfamiliar with this term.
What?
It's, no, nothing. You don't know any. You don't know anything about it.
Unfamiliar with the Shadowfall?
I'm unfamiliar with this term.
The thing that the Gemstone Paladins go to deal with every time they leave to do something. The reasons they are heroes. When the day becomes night or the night becomes dark.
Night or night.
Darker dark. The moon shines no more and the sun is blackened.
And the asshole's over there somewhere.
Are y'all eating mushrooms from the forest?
No.
No, not today.
No, not today.
No.
However, I do.
Crazy.
I have her notebook on me. I am going to pull it out and read the description of the people that were in the apothecary that day, and I'm going to ask him if he remembers them or if there were any suspicious people going through the town, people who aren't from here, or anything like that he would remember based on the descriptions that I am able to give him from the journal.
He says that I remember those people coming through town. They didn't stay long. They poked into the apothecary, they poked into the general shop, and they left. They didn't stay very long.
You say it was animal marking, right?
Right.
No, you found the body, but no animal.
There were tracks like all around where she was laying, and back into the woods.
How much of her body was left?
See, that's the strange part. I mean, it was like they killed her and then got bored with her and just went back into the forest. They didn't actually try to eat.
Was there blood everywhere, or was it?
I mean, as
much
as you can expect as an animal attack. I mean, it was pretty.
So they attacked, killed her, and then just left.
That's what it appeared. Yes.
I'm gonna look at Stefan and be like, I don't think it was necessarily.
Inside check.
I feel like it was.
Please roll high.
She was killed for no reason.
That's not very good. You can roll an insight check. Doesn't have to just be me, Ren. Please roll better than me because I suck.
15.
15.
Okay, that's definitely better than me.
He doesn't look like he's trying to cover anything up. I mean, he's trying to be forthright as much as possible.
I forgot what I was gonna ask. Fuck.
You found her after she visited you. What did you two talk about?
She brought some herbs and stuff in that I had asked for that morning.
Okay. You asked for them that morning?
Well, I had inquired with her, some salves and whatnot, a couple of days prior, and then that morning before she had left the
So it
the
was
shop.
an already agreed upon commission then.
Yes.
And she was. Never mind. That's a stupid question.
Okay. Is there anything that you remember, that was out of the ordinary that day? Anything, or leading up prior, had she been acting weird? Had anything just seemed out of the ordinary with her?
She has been getting some shipments from the southeast, and she had acquired some information about some legend that she had heard.
Legend of the Wolf or something?
Yeah, that sounds
that?
about right.
What? Do you know anything about it?
I mean, she talked about something about some wolf legend somewhere to the southeast. So she started, and the shipments and stuff from that area, she started sending letters and whatnot. But other than that, I mean, there's not a whole lot. I mean, she kept to herself for the most part. But I mean, she wasn't like a strange person by any means. She just enjoyed plants more than she did people.
When she was
I don't
found,
blame her.
you might not know. When she was found, she was dead. Do you know if she had been dead for a while or if it was a new, fresh kill?
She was already cool to the touch when she was found.
Okay. Her body, was it stiff?
I'm not sure.
Do you know who found her? The name of that
John?
person?
John. Where does John live? I know we're asking a lot of questions, but we're trying just to get to the bottom. This is a very mysterious death.
An animal attack is mysterious where you come from.
No, an animal attack where they don't take the body back is mysterious. Trust me, I live with a wolf.
It's possible that they could have gotten scared away for some reason. We don't know.
Yes, but the body was cold and likely stiff by the time you had found her, which means whatever scared them away was either human or a bigger animal, which would have taken her.
Possibly.
I trust me, sir. You may not know me, but I am. I live with an animal. I've lived with many animals. I've raised animals in the wild and killed animals in the wild. Animals do not act; they merely survive. If they are scared of something, they kill it, and if they end up killing it, they eat it. Unless she was sick, I doubt that the animals that attacked her just left. So it is mysterious. So the man, where can we find him?
He's probably down by the docks. He usually works
Very
in the
well.
docks.
And the general store owner, do you think it would be possible for us to inquire about the sales they made towards the dark-haired man and his compatriots?
Sure, if you want to, I suppose.
Very well. Thank you for that information. Is there anything else you want to ask, Ram?
Not right now. I don't think so. Thank you for your time.
Yes,
Like I
thank
said,
you.
sorry to barge in and kind of demand a bunch of answers. She's a very good friend of mine.
No, of course, I understand the wanting to know what happened.
If anything does
Come
come
up.
up, please
Oh, for sure. I'll send
let
you
us know or write back.
definitely.
Okay. Thank you
Thank you.
again.
We will take our leave now. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Well, good rest
You
of
as
your
well.
day. Thank you. And Stefan will wait for Ren to go out first. And when the two of them leave, he says, I don't know that he was lying, but I don't trust what he said.
Well, I also don't think that whatever killed her would have just left her body there either.
We
Like
are
you said.
both hunters, or well, gatherers of some kind. Do you know of any animal that would leave their kill?
No.
No.
I mean, if I don't know if it was necessarily an
Not
animal
many
either.
animals hunt for the sport. We're one of the only ones.
It just doesn't make any sense unless it was being controlled by
Another person. We should discuss
because
with
she
the
heard them
general
talking about
store
the
man and
soul
inquire about
harvesting.
the purchases that
Yeah.
that the asshole made.
Do you want to split up and do that to go
We
through
could.
it faster, or
You could go to the docks and talk to the others about
yeah?
creating a distraction and getting Otak and stuff, and I'll go to the general
Okay.
store. Can I have the written description of those guys, just so I
Yeah.
don't say the asshole?
Yeah. I'll just write down like a description, like just copy it word for word and give it to
Mm.
him.
I'll take it and
'Cause I'm not keen on really just giving someone the journal.
I
So,
will have. I'll take that copy of the description. While you're on your way to the ship, make sure to look in the journal and see what they bought from her. The specifics could be
yeah.
important.
Which I did. I did when we were there. I mean, there's nothing. It was just basic vials and
Yeah, that's what worries me.
bottles and stuff like that. I mean, there were no herbs, just the bottles and stuff. So I don't really.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know much about alchemy. I don't think I do I?
I mean, as much as
Basic stuff, but
yeah.
not.
As much as I do.
Okay, yeah. So just as I say, I don't really know that much about it, so I'm not really sure what all it's used for. But
I will.
I'll keep looking
Okay.
through, see if there's anything in there that just seems
Rings a
off.
bell.
Yeah. So we'll meet back. I'm gonna go question him at the docks and then get
I
back on the
will
ship.
meet you. I just look around. Is there a restaurant?
I was supposed to say, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's an
I guess
inn across the way from the.
We'll meet at the inn then.
that's fine. Yeah, I'll go to the docks. Go tell
Hour probably.
kinda,
Talk to
tell
that
them.
man. Talk to the
Yeah.
man too.
Yeah, I'll get
I'll see
him.
you in an hour.
Grab them, and we'll meet at the inn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll head to the general store.
So, and I'll head to the docks to find
All right.
John.
So let's go Stefan first. You get to the general store. You walk in, little ching ching on the door. Little man. I mean, short for human. I mean, 4 foot, 4.5 feet. You know, just kind of little guy.
That is short.
He comes walking out, and you see a little white head kind of bobbing on the counter. And he climbs up on the stool. Yes. What can I help you with?
I'm here to inquire about some purchases from people I'm looking for and seeing if you can tell me about what they bought here. I know they purchased from the apothecary some vials and a couple of other glassware things, but they were here as well. And I'll give the description of the asshole and his compatriots and say, if you could tell me what these people bought, it would be a great aid to me in my search for them.
That's been quite a while ago. Let me think for a moment. He sits there and he thinks.
He doesn't keep a ledger of that stuff. Unresponsible. Irresponsible, rather. Whatever.
Oh yes, I remember. They bought some the camping gear.
Did they talk about anything while in the shop?
Just something about going south, needing a ship, and then buying the camping gear is all I can remember.
Needing a ship. Did they go to the dock?
Well, that's where I told them if they needed a ship, where they should go.
Am I? I can't remember. Because I don't think. I don't know. Did I. After we went to the graveyard, I sent Lennox with them. I just went ahead and sent him because we were going to the Elder and do. So he's back on the ship. Am I able to talk to him from where we're at right now?
I think you have like a mile range.
Okay, I am just going to check in and make sure they are okay on the ship.
Well, they left weeks ago. The asshole.
No. Well, no, I know, but I'm just. Doc has a tendency to.
Oh,
and
yeah.
probably
Making sure they didn't explode while we were gone.
All right.
I will look to the man after that and say, okay. So they were heading south. They needed a ship. And they bought camping gear.
Yes.
Is that all they bought?
They bought some rations and whatnot, things to to make food and stuff along the way.
They did not buy any oil or any
anything out of the ordinary that Stefan might have bought.
anything. Thanks. No, just any oils, any liquids.
They bought some water skins.
Well, then, in that case, thank you for your cooperation. Okay. Have a good day.
Oh, you do the same.
And I will head across the way to the inn.
Yeah, 1 mile for your communication. I mean, you're just gonna ask him if he made it to the ship and if everybody's there?
Yeah. Just make sure everything's okay. Nothing's caught on fire. Nobody's burnt anything down.
Oh my god.
The ship has absolutely caught fire at this point.
Actually,
A small fire.
It's very small. Jude and Doc are just trying to put it out. Like, guys, quick before Stefan or everybody else gets back here.
Okay, so he's over there. I'm gonna tell him to. Fuck. He can talk though, right? He can hear them. They can hear him talk, right?
Mm-mm.
One
He
way.
can talk in their minds though, right?
You can only talk.
Only yours.
Only yours.
Fuck.
The yours and the dragon priests.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be like, is there any way that you can grab, not physically grab, but get June and Doc and Otak to make their way off the ship to the inn where Stefan is?
I can try.
Keep me updated. I'm on my way to docks.
Like, grab the cloak. Maybe we can like fan it or something. The fire's still going.
I'm sure as soon as it started, all the deckhands and stuff
I was about to say,
immediately grab
also-
buckets of water.
Has June caught her fist on fire yet?
How did the fire start?
I assume Doc was trying to build something and June tried to help.
Yeah, I was heating up some wood ash to make an alchemical ingredient, and burner got a bit too close to June's
Booze.
booze.
Really, just their body. I mean, they sweat it probably.
I probably do. Yeah,
June, like a small piece of paper caught fire, and then June went to blow it out, and just from the breath alone.
Yeah.
Fire everywhere. I spilled a little bit of alcohol. It was pretty bad.
So he comes back, not intentionally.
What?
Okay. Well, please make sure nobody fucking dies. I am on my way there to the docks. I'm gonna talk to somebody, Stebbins, at the inn, and we're all gonna meet there. Also, by the way, you're probably gonna have to serve as a distraction tonight. Hope that's okay with you.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute. So I'm gonna make my way to the docks and ask around for old Johnny boy.
Are y'all on the deck? Or are y'all like inside?
Oh yeah, can they see me walking to the docks? That was so stupid. I don't know why that was a thing.
Well, you might have. It might have. The time difference is a thing.
Yeah.
Like you sent Linux to the ship before we talked to the Elder, and now you're probably talking to him after the Elder, but before you reach the docks.
Okay, yeah.
So are y'all on deck or are y'all like down below?
So I think we're probably on deck. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, probably on deck, I'd say.
Do you
Yeah,
think that
you can't have a fire down below. That's dangerous.
Or maybe
we
Especially
planned
with
ahead?
For
chemicals on
too
the
many reasons. For too many reasons.
I
It's
mean, it'd probably be smarter to have a fire in the kitchen in the ship than like maybe on the deck. But
well,
Is it windy?
wouldn't necessarily be smarter. It would just be safer, maybe.
be convenient.
I mean,
Convenient.
if y'all are on deck, Linux would probably just like walk up to one of y'all, probably Doc, just kind of nuzzle the back of your head, reach down, grab the back of your shirt, pick you up, look at June, and then start off the ship.
June is laughing so hard she can't walk.
Oh my god.
Botox sees Linux and just follows.
So
Don't know if I can
they're
follow
making their way
everything
off the boat.
I'll just grab a bottle of vodka and follow.
Botok prances. Because he would, I guess.
All right, so
No, he
you talk
doesn't.
to John.
Yes. Am I able to find him?
You get to the docks, and like, so you got, different spots for different ships to dock in, and like in the center, there's a building. As you're walking up to the building, you see Linux walking down the docks, fixing to turn to come up the dock towards the building with Doc in his mouth, in a parade.
No. Oh goodness. I'm sorry. So people keep saying the docks and then Doc. I'm so lost sometimes.
Okay,
I'm
so
in his mouth.
Well, he's
yeah.
got you by your.
Oh my
He went
god!
and
I would have
nuzzled
reacted,
you.
but I got so
He-
swept up.
No, he went and nuzzled against the back of your head and then
Reached
bit
down and grabbed
on the back of your cloak and
of your
picked
clothes
you
and
up
picked you up.
like a cat picking up its young. Just ow.
What?
And you're his
Where are
now.
we going?
You're his now. You can't fight that. You're his now.
Absolutely following and just enjoying and reveling in every second of this.
And all I
Rex,
see
what?
is them like walking by, and I'm just like, that is not.
You also see a small
Oh
trail
my
of smoke in the
God.
sky rising from the airship.
You just put up there, Doc. Is it nice? It looks quite lovely.
Otok's just yanking on your boot, Doc. He's just trying to steal your shoes.
They're on tight. He won't.
Being a tug of war toy, Phil.
Oh
I
my
don't say anything.
God.
I'm just like,
After a little bit, I just start to accept it.
just defeat. I'm just gonna mind speak or whatever to Linux and be like, I don't know what I just saw, but Stefan is at the inn. I'll be there in a minute.
I like to imagine Doc was originally like trying to fight it, and then at a certain point he just goes, huh.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd offer you a drink, but I think you just spill it up there.
I can see,
Not helping.
he's like, Linux is nuzzling the back of your head, and you're like, all right, well, okay, what's this about? Oh, shit.
I like to imagine Linux like a cat would, turned sideways to pick him up, so he's just dangling sideways. Instead of like straight up and down,
Well, I
he's
mean,
just like this.
He's got a beak, so he'd be able to like slide his beak down his neck and just kind of like, grasp his
Yeah.
pretty easily.
Okay.
Great God.
So yeah, he's just marching.
Also, we probably shouldn't send Linux to deliver messages because it'd be so painful for him. He's an owl, and owls are like the worst bird for transporting messages.
He's part cat, though.
Well,
He wouldn't fly the whole time.
He offered.
He can't fly the whole time.
He's like our cat. Cats have good endurance.
Yeah, but he can't lock his wings. That's an albatross thing. Anyways, continue.
We'll think of that when we get there. We haven't had the discussion yet that he's even going. Johnny boy. What about him? Am I able to find him?
As you watch the parade go by, the door, you get like you're standing at the door like you're fixing a knock, and you watch the parade go by, and then the door opens, kind of startles you a little bit. He's like, "Oh, excuse me, I didn't see you there." What is that?
Nothing.
Don't
honestly,
acknowledge.
I don't know what you're
Sidewalk
talking about. I don't see anything. Are you okay?
You can't. Never mind. Okay.
Just, Hi, my name is Ren. Are you John?
I think so.
Okay. Quick question.
He looks out the door. You don't see that.
Nope. No idea what you're talking about.
Too many days out in the sun, I suppose.
Hello, Ren. How are you? Come join us. Come join us.
Okay. That one knows your name.
You just ignore it. It never happened. We're just. That's not.
So you can see it. It's not just me.
Unfortunately,
Okay,
I am.
okay.
Sorry.
I'm not going crazy.
I am so sorry. I do.
What is that?
Do you need a minute? It's Linux.
What's a Linux?
And my friends, it's a cow, a cat, owl. I'm not really sure. He found me in the woods one day. We became friends. He can speak to me in our minds.
Wait, what?
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna close the door. I'd be like, we're just gonna restart, and I just close the door, and then I knock.
You sit there for about 15-20 seconds. And the door opens, and he sets a bottle down on a table right there next to the door. Kind of goes, "What can I help you with?"
Are you John?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, my name is Ren. I don't think we've met before.
But just going with it.
We're starting over, so bear with me. I just broke my sticky notepad in half.
Oh.
Okay. That's really sad. I really like this. I was talking to the village elder. Do you know Almira by chance, the old apothecary owner?
Poor thing. Yeah, I knew her.
Okay, that's what I thought. The elder said that you were the one that found her.
Yeah, I oddly enough, I went to the apothecary for some for some medicine to cure a hangover,
Uh-huh.
and she wasn't there.
Huh. Okay.
So I mean, she's been known
Do
to
you
go
remember
out.
about what time that was?
It was about, I would say, about midday.
Okay.
Which is,
Sorry.
it's not
Continue.
unknown for her to go into the woods, to look for herbs and different things. So I thought, well, maybe I can. I waited for a while, and thought, well, maybe she got hurt or something. So I went to look. Well, I went to the elder and told the elder that she hasn't been at their shop, and told him that I was gonna go look for her, just in case she might got hurt. And when I went out into the woods, that's when I found her by the tree.
Do you happen to remember where exactly it was? Like, could you give us directions?
Yeah, if you go to her shop and just kind of go around to the back side, there's she's got a path that kind of goes off into the woods, and it was just right there, outside the woods.
Okay. Is there any like markings or anything that would be able to see?
I mean,
Like, is there like a certain tree that it was by, or?
it was right next to the path that leads into the woods.
Okay. When you found her, was there anything odd about the situation whenever you found her?
That she was there. I mean, an animal attack, they usually attack someone for food.
Yeah,
But
that's what I thought. Yeah.
but she was laying there, just gone.
And there was blood, I'm assuming, all around her, all over her.
You watch. He reaches over and he picks up the bottle again, pulls the cork.
Oh, fuck.
It wasn't pretty to look at.
Okay. Was there anybody else, or did it seem like there had been anybody else? Was there multiple, like, I know it's not really anything you were looking for, but tracks in the dirt or anything?
I looked to see if I could tell what kind of animal it was. Just for the safety of the town, but I didn't see any other people tracks.
What about the animal tracks? What did they look like? Was it anything that you were able to, that you've seen before?
A really large dog.
So like a wolf, or?
Probably.
Yeah, bigger than a normal wolf-size foot, or?
He holds his hand out. He goes, the tracks are about like that big.
Compared to a wolf foot, is that bigger or smaller?
About twice the size.
Fuck, okay. Whoa. Okay.
Anybody watch Critical Role Campaign 3 yet?
I'm caught up.
I'm on
Nope,
like episode
unfortunately.
7.
Getting there.
Well, the DM already knows, so I can't make a joke with him.
However, I do follow everything on Twitter about it,
Oh.
so.
I'm gonna watch it soon. I'm only like
C-pop.
5 episodes away on.
That's all I'll say,
episode-
Ren.
season 1.
C-pop.
I'm
Never
scared.
mind, you wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that reference. Hold on. I'll just DM you.
Just the size of a wolf, a foot, paw, whatever.
So a wolf paw would be kind of like that.
Yeah.
This was about double the size.
Big.
Okay.
Can't believe I
So
didn't do this
not
already.
a wolf, but a bigger wolf.
Like a wolf or some big dog. It looked like a dog.
How do you not? Can't believe I haven't done this already yet, by the way.
Okay. Let There were a few men.
Duh! Come on! How did you not put 2 and 2 together?
Because I'm a fucking idiot. That's why.
I put it in DMs. None of you will figure this out. It'll be our secret.
I do have a question. There were a strange man and people. It was a group of people. I go through. I pull off the journal, read the descriptions off to him. Do you remember seeing anybody like this here at the docks or with him around the area in the apothecary, talking to the elder, the general store, anything? Do you remember anything?
They chartered a ship that the afternoon that I saw him.
Okay. How long ago was that?
A month.
Do you have a log?
Maybe
Do you have a
couple of months.
ledger?
Yeah, 1 second, and he'll go into the building. He'll leave the door open.
I'm gonna peer around, dude. Did I see anything interesting around the door?
June, add me back.
I mean, there's some fishnet stuff. There's a bunch of shipping supplies, stuff someone because I mean it's a decent sized building. It's not like a little shack by any means.
Anything interesting?
What would you consider interesting?
I don't know.
Not being, of a ship person myself, I would probably find all kinds of things interesting.
Okay. Anything that looks like it shouldn't be there.
I mean, like I said, there's nets. There's big glass balls with the nets around them.
Is there anything Okay.
So he goes to a desk. He's sitting there thumbing through a deal, and here it is. It looks like a couple of months ago.
A couple of months ago?
Yes.
Would you happen to have any information, a name? Or anything? Anything that they put the charter, the reservation or anything?
Let's see. It's nothing wrote down here. He came in, asked about a ship, said that he wanted to go south. There was a clipper ship that was fixing to leave. I pointed him to the ship, and that's why I remember is because this ship here was leaving that day. And said that they were going south, that he could have talked with their captain.
I'm guessing the captain agreed, and they went. Do you know exactly where at? I know you said south, but was there any specific destination they had in mind?
They didn't say. I mean, there's only
Where was the ship going? Do you know where the captain was taking the ship to, by chance?
And just because I don't have it wrote down at the moment, he describes the continent that y'all were going to go to.
Okay. Did he say anything about why he needed to go there?
No, he didn't say. He just said that he was needing to go south and that there was a ship headed in that direction.
Okay. And that was the only place that you saw them? You didn't see them anywhere else?
No, I'm not. I was here in the bar in the building, and he knocked on the door. It's the only time I ever saw him.
Yeah. Okay.
They walked to the boat. I guess. I mean, I assumed he got on the boat because I didn't see him after the ship left.
Okay. Was there? Okay. Can you think of any anything else that could be of use?
They were strange. Definitely not from around here. I mean, it's.
Okay.
I don't know if they was part of some kind of group. They were all dressed in black.
Were they wearing any distinguishing anything like cloaks, pins, brooches?
Robes,
What color were they?
black.
Was there any design or anything on them?
No, just black robes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for all of this. It helps a lot. Almira was a really good friend of mine. I'm just trying to figure out what happened to her. So thank you. I do appreciate it, and I'm sorry about whatever that was that you
That
saw. Yep. That I apologize. However, they will be in the city later if you want to come hang out. Linux, he's very nice, very cool. And he will let you pet him. So
reaches over, grabs the bottle, pulls the stopper off.
just tell him that you talked to Ren at the docks, and yeah, that's it. Just tell him that, and I'm sure he'd be happy to. I don't know, give you a ride around the town square or something. I don't know. But anyways, thank you. Bye.
And he's just standing there like, what?
I'm gonna mind speak to the Linux and we'll be like, what the fuck was that? What was that? You scared this poor man to death.
That's the only thing I could think to get him off the ship.
Fair enough. Are you guys at the inn?
Where did Linux take me?
I was about to say.
I mean, if you told him where the inn was, then yeah, he would have taken him to the inn.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. I am on my way.
Linux brings the doctor in by the scruff of his neck, and I go, "What the hell? I thought you guys were going to stay on the ship."
Wasn't my choice. That wasn't my choice to be
It
here.
wasn't his choice. It was pretty funny.
And
So Stefan's sitting there at a table, and he like looks at the door, and like all he can see is Doc kind of like floating there at the front of the door with a big white fluffy mass behind him. Because Linux won't be able to fit through the door.
Linux, you can let him down. It is okay.
And I'm just gonna run.
He just kind of like sits.
Run from
holding Doc.
I'll walk over to Linux and using my free speak with animals ability, which because magic doesn't actually exist, I'll just use a very common like trigger on like beaked animals near their neck that lets them drop whatever they're holding. Well, it works on most dogs at least, so he just does the same thing and hopes that it works on Linux, essentially using speak with animals to tell him drop it.
Mistress, I think the weird one wants me to do something.
I will be there in just a second.
I just look him in the eye and say, drop it.
What do I do with what do you look like, Doc?
I have my arms crossed, just hanging there.
I don't know how to make use of this animal's ability.
You've told Linux their names, right? Everyone's names you introduced them to.
Well, yeah, and he's been with the doc. I mean, they were together when the goblin.
Also, he listened to me when I said, "Let's get out of here," and he immediately went out of here. So he understands common.
I think he understands it. He just can't. He just can't speak it, right?
Right.
You can check his stat block. It'll say.
Well, his stat block is.
But I did see him, and I'm gonna be like, if you were at the end, please put him down gently.
Glunk.
You fall out of his mouth and
Well, I mean,
face.
he's not. I mean, he's not like huge. He's like toothless size. So I mean, he like lets him go as long as
I know.
dog's like
I'm meaning
super
mostly.
limp. Then he would catch.
How do I make use of the speak with animals ability I have? I should find a way to make use of that. Anyways, I'll just look to the dock. So, you got carried here. Were you comfy at least?
It wasn't painful, but it was damaging to the dignity.
It was fucking hilarious.
Okay. Well, I don't know why you came here. I figured Ren was going to talk to you on the ship and then meet you back here.
I'm sure Ren has her reasons.
Maybe it has something to do with the fire we set. Maybe she thought, because it did a chaperone thing. What? Okay, we didn't set the fire. It's just my alcohol was kind of near his experiment, and so a fire kind of happened. But like,
the fire.
I'm gonna kneel down and put a knee on the doctor's shoulder and flick his ear right at like the cartilage part. And then I'm going to walk over to June and say, you are going to take this, or I'm going to wake you up in the middle of the night with cold water.
Ew.
yeah.
And I hold the flick out and flick the side of your ear as well. Both of you. Idiots.
I feel like at this part I have ran from the docks up and I walk in to see him flicking June on the ear and I'm like...
And I shake my head. How could you both set... How? June, did you not see him setting fire to something through experimentation? Why did you even get close? You know you're a fire hazard.
Yeah, we're
like-
both kind of fire hazards.
And
Guys,
also, why were you setting the fire on a wooden ship?
It was contained in the beginning.
It's fine. The crew helped.
You know June is on the ship, don't you? No fire is contained.
It was something I didn't keep in mind at the time. It's had its own burner. It was safe, and then things happened.
I leaned over. He had a little bit of a fire going. I was trying to help put it out, and then my alcohol worsened the situation.
it's like, hey guys.
Hello, Ren. Why are they here?
Well, Doc, I am so sorry. It was
No,
the
he
only-
deserved it. He set fire to the ship almost.
I did see some smoke. I figured, but I did not want to assume that happened first. I do want to apologize about you having to be carried here. I did tell Lennox that I needed you two here. There's something very important that we all need to talk about. Like right now, not in front of a lot of people, so I don't know if we want to go somewhere else and talk about this, and then we can come back in here later. But we need to talk like right now. There's some stuff.
There's a ship cabin we could talk in. We could go to our cabin and talk on our bunk beds.
We can, but I also would like to take a walk out the back of the apothecary as well. So I figured out of the back of the apothecary, it's the path into the woods. I figured there wouldn't be anybody there, but there's also something we need to go look at.
Well, two of us need to go look at.
Well, no.
Oh, well,
right now,
unless you're
it's
talking
daytime. We're
about...
just, we'll talk about all of that on the way to the path into the forest.
You're sure?
Yeah, I talked to John, about where he, found Almira's body when she died. So I think we
Wait,
should
don't we need to tell the people who are on the ship to, like, be... You know what? Never mind.
Weren't we sending a message?
They're aware.
Would it have been possible for me, while I was in the inn, to have written 2 letters?
That's what she's wanting to do.
I was planning on writing the one in the cipher. for Princess Pearl.
Okay.
I'll just take out a piece of scrap paper and I'll write a quick note on it that says, please deliver this to Princess Pearl. It is urgent and refers to... And I'll just write out a description of Prince Eric. I will not give his name. And I'll fold it up and put it in Otok's mouth. Put both of them in Otok's mouth for him to like bite onto. And I say, do not get these wet. And take these to Andrea. And I point to where the ship is. And I will... Yeah, I'll tell him to go take them to her. And I'll have him... Because I don't necessarily need to have him with me. And we already have one walking tourist attraction named Linux. We don't really need two. Even though we're doing this in broad daylight. So I'll just send him to deliver the note and the letter. And I will have, like sealed the ciphered... ciphered letter, and I will have included a on the back of the letter the rules for the cipher, so that the princess can read about it. But like, I would have done it backwards, so that if somebody looks at it, they can't really... Stupid people won't be able to figure it out, but smart people probably could. I don't necessarily know how to deliver the rules of a cipher and a ciphered letter at the same time. I don't know if I should do...
honestly, I don't think... I mean... That seems
I don't
kind
know.
of like oxymoron, to be honest.
Typically, you have a cipher that needs a key to decipher it, and then you give that key to the messenger. Like...
So, like, how would...
Shift each letter in the cipher by 7. And so you give the carrier the number 7.
Yeah, but the cipher doesn't use letters.
Well, yes, that's... I don't know your cipher.
To symbols only cipher. It'd be very hard for anybody to actually understand it unless they knew the rules to it. So maybe best way to do it is just to deliver a regular letter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because if somebody's going to intercept it, they're going to figure it out anyway. So whatever. I'll just write it in a regular common and hope to all of everything that exists in the universe that nobody else finds it except for Andrea and the princess. And the contents of the letter are, we have found hints at Prince Eric and his whereabouts. He's headed in the same direction we are, and we've confirmed his movements. We will continue on our journey towards the temple. Please stay safe. Something along those lines.
Okay. So you're sending the airship back.
No, well, I was going to send that letter to Andrea in the hopes that she has a way for her to get back. Do we want to just send Linux? I don't know how we want to do this, because if we...
That might be alright.
We haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah,
That's why. So I wanted us to get out of the inn where I'm sure there's people and go back to the apothecary where there was not as many people. So we can talk about everything. About all of the information that you and I have both.
I got no information. They bought camping gear.
Well, I got information, so...
Okay, I'll just wait then. I'll have written the letter to Princess Pearl, but I won't send it with Ota. I'll just have it written up.
Okay. So shall we make our way
Sure.
to
The apothecary. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we had there.
if we're given all that information, it's safe to assume they're going to be where we go at the temple, possibly camping out.
Well,
They probably traveled to that continent or are on their way to travel there. They left here several weeks ago, right? You got that letter. You got the original letter a month ago, right? Or did you get the death letter a month ago?
I got the original letter a month ago, so I wrote back. It took a week for it to get there. They wrote me back, and it took a week to get back to me.
So if they are involved with her. Okay, so firstly.
Which it would have been a while ago because we've been gone. We've gone and
Their
done it. We
description-
were at the Broomstone or whatever for a week.
All right,
Yeah,
so
so
the
it's-
campaign started on the 12th of the 4th month. Ren already had the letter.
The
She's-
meeting
She's
happened on the 30th, and that was a few days ago already.
Well, yeah, it'd be about like 2 days ago.
2 days ago? Wait, didn't it take us a few days to go to the volcano and then a few days to get here?
It's 2 days travel on foot from the castle to basically 2 days travel any border from the castle.
Yeah.
On the ship, it could travel much faster. So it got there in like hours.
Okay. Alrighty. Then it's been 2 days since we left the castle, so it's the second day of the 5th month.
Yeah.
Campaign started on the 12th. When did they receive the letter? The original letter, not the letter of death.
Okay, the original letter Ren got, well, let's say basically before the campaign started. So that was the.
I was about to say, yeah, that was something that I had, and so I wrote to her.
Which would take a week.
Yes.
And then
So
a week back.
So that's 2 weeks. So 14 plus what's 12 plus 14, 20. No.
Yes, but we also have to account for. Well, if we're talking about when Prince Eric showed up, right? So it's 2 weeks, which each week is 5 days.
5 days, yeah.
Yeah, each week is 5 days. And it would have taken her a week to get the letter to you, which means it was 3 weeks of back and forth. It was 1 week for her to get the letter to you, then a week for you to give the letter back, and then a week for the death certificate letter, which is 15 days. And you got the death letter when? Like, was that the day the campaign started, or was that like 2 days before?
No, I got the soul harvesting. Like the original letter was in my inventory when we started the campaign. Like first session, I already had that letter in my.
Yes, but the death letter, when did you get that? Because it would make sense for you to have kept the letter that your friend sent you.
It would be. I would say it'd be 2 weeks after the start of the campaign, because I would assume she had the letter. Yeah, I would assume she had the letter, so she wrote back. Telling her that no, she hadn't heard. Yada yada yada.
So she received the first letter on.
Well, she had it. So I would say she sent the letter to
her colleague.
At the beginning of the campaign.
The first day of the campaign?
Yeah, I'd say the first day of the campaign.
That was the day she sent it back. So a week before the 12th was the 7th is when they wrote the letter. In her journal, does she write dates?
No.
No. Okay. What is the chronological order of events for pages? Is the better way to put it. What is the order of pages? Does she write the descriptions and then have the torn out page, or is the torn out page before the?
It was the descriptions and then the torn out page.
Okay, so we can assume.
Like the descriptions, like if you're looking at a book.
Yeah, if you're flipping through pages.
So
right.
On this side is the
descriptions,
and then this is the page it's missing.
Okay, so it's immediately after, which means we can assume that she likely. Okay. While we're in the apothecary, do we find Ren's letter which she sent to her colleague?
No, because
Ren has, doesn't she?
it was intercepted by the
Because she was already dead.
because she's already dead.
She had already died. Okay. So we can say she met Prince Eric on the 7th and wrote and sent the letter to you that very same day.
She didn't send the letter. She gave it to the magistrate
To
to
a messenger,
send.
yeah.
Well, she gave it to the magistrate. Said if anything was to happen to me, to send it. Y'all never inquired how long ago.
So the
long in
7th.
between.
So then we can infer that the 7th was either
Because I mean, hell, it could have been months. Y'all never did ask how long ago that she gave the letter to him. He just said he just said that she had given me this
So
letter.
she died on the 7th of the 4th month. We can confirm that because they sent it immediately upon
Her death.
finding her dead.
Yep.
And it took a week for it to get to you, and the campaign started on the 12th. So she died the 7th of the 4th month. We
Either
can
the
confirm
7th or the week before.
No,
Because
if it had been a week before, her body would have started decaying or shown signs of decay.
Okay, so
And there was
Ren sent the letter on the 12th.
the 12th, yes. And it takes a week for it to get from there to here, which means it arrived here on the 17th, and then she got the letter back. The timeline's not okay there. We have to set a different date for that because we wouldn't have received the death letter yet.
Is that
it's
extremely
possible.
relevant?
Yes,
I'm
actually, it's important to determine the timeline so that we can find out when Prince Eric was here and how long ago he left. If he left before her death,
When
then
I asked him at the docks about it, I think he said 3 weeks, didn't he? Is it,
Month and
what
a
did he
half.
say? 3 weeks?
a
Okay,
month
my
and a
bad.
half.
6 weeks. A month and a half is like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Or
Uh,
so.
yeah. So
So
in
6
that,
Well,
In that-
I think there's 5 weeks to a month.
there, there are 4 weeks.
This one's
30 days.
this world's month, or
Yeah, this world. There's 5 days in a week, and there's 30 days.
6
Yeah.
weeks.
6 weeks in a
6
month.
weeks in a month.
Yeah.
So
1 month
So
ago was
really,
6 weeks ago.
8 weeks.
8 weeks ago, which
Okay.
means he left far before her death, which means we can now confirm. Well, we don't necessarily know her death date, but we can presume around the 7th of last month. And if he left a month and a half before today, it would mean that a month and a half ago, therefore 8 weeks ago, therefore before the 7th, meaning he cannot be involved in her death unless he left someone behind to end her. Unlikely. He probably left with his compatriots, meaning this occurrence, her death, has nothing to do with Prince Eric, but Prince Eric we have found trace at Aaron, whatever. I said Eric because I think it's another fantasy novel or whatever. Anyways, we can rule out the prince, the asshole, in their death, which means he's just another part of our current job. Because he went south, which is the same direction we're heading, and he went overseas, which is also what we're doing, we can assume he is at the temple. Now, onto the problem of Ren's friend's death. Did you tell us everything you found from John?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, wolf prince, or dog prince, or canine prince in general, what is it, 2 times, 3 times the size of a regular
Times
wolf?
the size of a regular wolf.
Okay. So, very big. Intelligent and hunts for sport.
It happened during the day.
Happened during the day. Early morning.
Well, no, it wasn't early morning.
Well, it was okay.
Well, I guess it could have. So
Left
what time?
town.
What time was she at the apothecary or at the elder's
Early
office?
morning.
She
giving him
left
the
the
stuff?
apothecary early morning, went to the elder, dropped off his salves and whatnot, and then left.
Early morning still. Before
John
or
went.
after.
John went at midday, and she wasn't there. He went and talked to the elder, said that he was going to go looking for her,
Okay.
and
He
then
found
left.
her, and then he found her when
Aaron. Well, I know, but Aaron, what time?
he left.
Was
Weeks
Aaron-
before. He left
Oh.
weeks before.
Okay, yeah, you're right. never
Well,
mind.
we can presume that based on the specificities of the letter and the time it took the letter to reach you. He left weeks before this occurrence, which means he's not directly involved in her death.
I should have asked.
I mean, I could go ask. I don't mind.
Oh,
I'll run over there. But it would seem that her death is not directly correlated to Aaron. It is more directly correlated to a wild beast that is easily 2 times the size of a regular wolf.
that is
And
killing for
hunts
funsies
first.
and not to eat.
Yeah. Which is arguably more immediately dangerous for this town. Now, our contract with the king says we go find Aaron, but our duty to the people says we go kill this thing or find it. And our
Well,
duty to our like own goals.
I mean,
Namely
this doesn't really
Red.
seem like it's a creature attacking the town. More like this was a targeted attack against her specifically.
Well, it
It
was
was,
That's what I'm
Mhm.
thinking. Is I'm afraid that it is connected to Aaron because
well.
the soul harvesting. She said in the journal she wrote that they were there. The
Yes.
description and that they were talking about soul harvesting, and I'm afraid that they, I guess, somehow found out that she knew about it
So,
because she wrote the note.
Here's the
and
deal.
so-
They left. Well, Aaron left. The guy himself, the asshole, left well before she died, or
That
well
doesn't mean they
before the
didn't come
letter
back.
was sent, which means they either held on to the letter for a potentially long amount of time before sending it, or what I'm saying is correct. He left well before she died.
But he
There are
didn't
two
come back.
circumstances.
The Legend of the Wolf thing that she was interested in. She was interested in that right before her death, and then she happens to be killed by a wolf. That's an interesting point.
Yeah,
It is.
Sure.
It is.
Also,
But-
about
but like I said, that still ties in with it not being Aaron. That
Okay.
ties into a more crazed, spiteful wolf thing.
okay. So we agree. Are we agreeing that it was not Aaron?
Yes, but Aaron
I
is
bel-
still
I
a serious threat,
Goose.
directly
Or we
connected.
can consider maybe not. It's possible he left someone or something like that, or had somebody behind him.
Sure.
I'm not meaning to investigate that. I'm just saying maybe we shouldn't close any ends before we have.
I
more
don't.
evidence.
That's the
Because-
thing is that we don't know because what if he did come back? What if he's tied to the wolf thing and something
Right.
happened and he was able
Yeah.
because she was talking about the soul harvesting and is that what happened with
So
what's her name? Lauren.
So here's the thing. If we go down that rabbit hole, we'll never find an answer to the question we're asking, which is how your friend died or who killed them. If they were killed, they might have just died through bad circumstance. That's still an option. It's still, maybe 1%, but it is still a thing that could have happened. Could have just been random.
So
don't
is it even
necessarily-
worth it to go dig up the grave at this point?
Well, we could dig it up to see the size of the claws, to at least know what kind of beast we might be fighting. But the real answer is no. Not really. Unless
really
you
don't
want to look
think-
for jewelry that she might have had, which might contain some hidden note or a hidden herb.
That's the only thing that I would be afraid of is something was buried with her that nobody really was aware of. But at that point, I mean, when she got killed, I'm sure somebody had to have like cleaned her body, right? Before
I
they
mean,
buried.
Very likely.
yeah, I mean, y'all would know that, a body being prepped for burial would be, especially since she was pretty big mess. She would have been bathed, put in some better clothes, because hers would have been torn to shreds. Someone would have bathed her, dressed her, and probably,
So,
put her jewelry back on her to be buried with that she would have had on.
so any notes would have been burned, likely.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I
So the
don't
only things we can investigate are the wounds on her body and the place of her death. Everything else,
really would
if
rather
we go
not.
poking around questions for people that we didn't ask, they'd just get annoyed with us and probably not have any good answers for us anyways. The only question that is like big that we could ask someone and be like, hey, when did this happen? How long ago was it? Like, is when did she die? Because if we can find out that she died after the asshole left, then we can at least tie in, like, if they're close enough in time, we can at least tie in the fact that he wasn't directly affected. Because if he left a month and a half ago, it takes at least a month, I think, to get to the continent. So even then, he couldn't be back until 2 weeks from now.
Okay,
What if-
so I don't think that we need to dig up the grave then.
Probably
if that's
not.
the case. I really don't. I think we should just investigate where she was killed at, which we know where.
Yeah.
Thank you to John. And then head on to the continent, which, by the way, Linux has offered to take a message back to
We could
Pearl.
do that. It would take, so it took us 2 days. It would probably take him 3 or 4. It would take about double the time. He's
I
still
mean, I think it
flying,
would be-
so it would take less time than it would for us to like deliver it over land. But he cannot fly like an albatross could, where they lock their wings, or he cannot deliver a message like an eagle could, where they fly really quickly. But he
Yeah.
would be a good choice.
Instead of having to backtrack and try and do this or trust
If-
somebody else, like
And we
Linux,
trust the
I trust.
messenger.
Yeah, someone we know that we can. And
I'm
he'd be
only
able to
curious
find
about
us. I'm sure.
confirming with Andrea that she has no other faster option, just in case. She might have some weird other contraption where we can send her
Mhm.
or someone else that she trusts. But Linux is a good option nonetheless. I just want to know every option because it's better to know what is our fastest way, because this information
agree.
is important.
Yeah, but it's
Um,
just if we need it, Linux has offered.
Yes, yes, we can use him if it is our best option.
Okay.
'Cause I want to use our best one.
Okay.
Investigating
is-
the place of her death. Do we
Yes.
want to do that now or after speaking with Andrea?
I'm not sure if we'll find much. It's been a while since she died there,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Surely, but it, at the very least, we will be more.
I just would like to look just for peace of mind.
Yes,
to
that's,
see if there's
and we would be more skilled than John at finding tracks or
He
marks.
probably wasn't paying attention considering.
Considering he was looking at the dead body. Yeah.
It's
Do
been
we
a
want
month. The tracks aren't going to be there.
Well,
Unless it came back. If it attacked there,
unless it
who's
came
to
back,
say it
and also this thing has claws. It could have brushed up against a tree. It has teeth. It also could have trailed. I mean, it is unlikely to find anything amazing, but we could still get really lucky and find something.
Yeah. So I think we should look at that, even if it's just a quick check.
Yeah.
Grab dinner or
All right,
lunch,
then.
late lunch,
Do we
whatever.
want to go to Andrea first or after?
We're already here. We're literally right here. The path is
Okay.
like we're at the apothecary. It's right behind it. So I think we should look there, grab some food on the way back to the ship, and then
Speak with
ask
Andrea.
Andrea, and then whatever she says, either send Linux or not.
and then continue on our journey.
Yes.
Okay. I will lead the way then. I'll draw both my blades out of just a natural sense of danger and instinct, and I'll have you point me in the right direction.
I'll make my way with them.
Okay. It's almost 11:30.
Yep.
Do we want to call
Yeah.
it here?
I'll have to call it, yeah. For me at least.
Yeah, I gotta work
Yeah,
tomorrow.
seems pretty good.
All right. But thanks for the game, guys. Catch you next week.
Yep. See you all next
Yeah,
week.
catch you next week.
Now I got some good planning to do.
Bye.
Later.
Bye-bye. Give me my werewolf powers. Give me. Give me.
Your what?
Give me my werewolf powers. Give me. Give me. Mine. Mine. I was just thinking about things again. Because I'm indecisive. If you haven't figured that out already. I don't know if there's any hope for you. Firstly.
Yeah,
Secondly, I don't know if Artificer is actually a good idea at all, because it's far too magical. And I'm already struggling.
Yep. That's kind of the Artificer as written, it's very magically.
Yeah.
But we could definitely do
I was thinking probably just won't do it.
I mean, you could do tinkering. I mean, you can definitely get tinkering tools. And I'm sure.
I think I still don't want to be a ranger anymore, just because I struggle too much with it having too many magical abilities.
Right.
Like it having as many abilities as it does. I like the versatility. It just I don't know how to flavor that stuff anymore. I've run out of ideas, especially like one of my abilities. The other option for primeval awareness is more magical, arguably, and also just worse to have. So, struggling all today with how do I do speak with animals? Is I don't know.
I mean, speaking with animals could just be, trying to get reading their, an insight check, basically. Reading what
how they understand me, because half of it is I can understand them, but the other half is they understand me too.
Right.
How do I speak to animals? And it's not like I can just bark at them and they understand bark. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the campaign, just if, whatever class you pick, if there's magic involved, just don't take it.
Yeah.
If you have spells, just don't pick spells. And then if there was a spell that we could
it just feels
flavor, then we would try and flavor it. But if there's not, then we just glass over it and keep going.
Yeah. I think also it might be